A similar problem was asked in GATE 2014, set 2. It states that a 15 kilowatt 230 volt DC shunt motor has armature circuit resistance of 0.4 ohm and field circuit resistance of 230 ohm. At no load and rated voltage, this is rated voltage 230 volt. The rotor runs at 1400 rpm and the line current drawn by the motor is 5 ampere. So at no load, a speed and line current are given. At full load, the motor draws a line current of 70 ampere. So again line current at full load is given. Neglect armature reaction, the full load speed of the motor. So the full load speed of the motor has been asked. Neglect armature reaction, it means phi remains constant. So this problem falls in the category of capsule number 2, our category, which we form 3 categories to solve problems of DC shunt motor, right? So as soon as we see the problem on DC shunt motor, the diagram which comes in our mind is armature terminals supplied by supply voltage Vt given as 230 volt, line current drawn is IL, and field winding is connected in parallel with armature. Fine. So field current is IF, this is RF, current is IA in armature, and back EMF is EB, and armature resistance is RA. So at any loading condition, we can apply KCL here and KVL in this loop. Fine. So remember what we discussed under capsule number 2. If phi is constant, then only 4 parameters will be there. So out of 4, 3 will be given, the values of 3 parameters will be given directly or indirectly, and 4th one will be asked, right? So remember, since phi is constant, so EB is some constant times K phi together K dash N. Therefore, we may write EB1 by EB2 at 2 different loading conditions, no load and full load, N1 by N2, right? So let us write loading condition 1, that is no load. So at this rated supply, so at both the loading conditions, supply is maintained constant at 230 volt. So no need to write. So rated voltage, the rotor runs at 1400 rpm. So at this N1 is 1400 rpm and line current drawn by the motor is 5 ampere, this IL1. IL1 is 5 ampere. Similarly, at loading condition 2, that is full load, at full load, the motor draws a line current of this. So line current is given, IL2 is given as 70 ampere and full load speed of the motor is, means N2 has been asked. Fine. So out of these 4, N1 has been given, N2 has been asked. It means these 2 has been given indirectly. How? We will see now. So we know that EB1 is nothing but Vt, that is 230 volt, minus IA1 RA. So this has been given indirectly because IA can be obtained with the help of IL1 and IF like this. IF is Vt by Rf, this IF is Vt upon Rf. So 230 volt upon Rf is 230 ohm. It means IF is 1 ampere. Fine. So therefore IA1 is nothing but IL1 minus IF, that is 5 minus 1, that is 4 ampere. Fine. Similarly, IA2 will be IL2 minus IF. IF remains constant as long as Vt remains constant, and effect of armature reaction has been ignored. Fine. So phi will also remain constant. So we may write this is 70 ampere minus this, that is 69 ampere. That's why EB2 may be evaluated as terminal voltage 230 minus IA2 times RA. So substitute the values. 230 minus IA1 is 4 times RA is 0.4. So this is coming out to be 4 4 ja 16, 1.6, 228.4 volt. Similarly, this is coming out to be 230 minus IA2 is 69, RA is 0.4. So this is coming out to be 202.4, 202.4 volt. So we have evaluated EB1, EB2, N1 is given, N2 has been asked. It means from here N2 may be written as, take N2 this side, so N1 times EB2 by EB1. So this is coming out to be, N1 is 1400 into EB2 has been evaluated as 202.4 and EB1 is 228.4, right? So this may be written as 1240.63. 3 RPM. This is nearly equal to 1241 RPM. Rounding off to nearest integer. Sometimes in GATE exams, in bracket at the end, you might see that your answer must be up to 2 decimal places or up to 3 decimal places. So write your answers accordingly.